Hello everyone, this is the Mining Geologist and I am back again with another very exciting and very informative tutorial. This tutorial is going to be the second part of the series that we just started, in which we are going to see the AI applications in our industry. By AI, if you're not familiar with this term, it means artificial intelligence. And like in the first video, we've seen how you can use ChatGPT, which I believe most of you are already familiar with ChatGPT and using it on your daily basis. We've covered how you can use that as a GIS tool to solve some of your GIS tasks. So if you missed that tutorial, make sure to check it out. So in this video, we are going to take a look at something a little bit different and more practical. So one of the things that we struggle with in anything related to GIS and like raster data and stuff like that is sometimes you want to use these informations in the raster file as vector data. So you end up digitizing a lot of polygons or a lot of polylines, and it takes a lot of your time. So sometimes you have like historical data that you want to digitize and access that information as vector data, or you have like a geological map, for example, that you want to update, and digitizing actually takes a lot of time. So there is a way for an automated digitization, and I created an application that does that automatically using artificial intelligence. So if that's something that you've been looking for, make sure to watch this full video. Okay, so let's say that we have a geological map like this one, and by the way, this is not a real geological map in this real location, so if you're wondering where is this one, so it's just a dummy place that I picked randomly, and this is just a dummy geological map. So let's say that you have something like this that you want to digitize, because if you have just the raster data, maybe you can read the map, maybe you can, but if you want to use like the power of GIS tool, which is basically overlaying multiple different kind of data and trying to come up with another map, or maybe you want to update this one, and so you don't want to end up doing that in Photoshop or Illustrator, so you want to do that the right way in a GIS tool and create the grid of coordinates and stuff like that. So you will end up digitizing this map. And for this map maybe it will take you, I don't know, like 20 minutes or 15 minutes to digitize this one. So it's not that much. But imagine that you have a bigger one, maybe like a large scale one for a regional geological map, and you want to digitize that one. Maybe it's going to take you a whole day, or sometimes if you have more than one map, maybe you're talking about months and or weeks. So that's where the tool that I'm going to show you is going to come. It's going to be like very useful. But I'm going to show you this one as an example just to give you an idea. So I created this application, and currently it is hosted on the cloud. I mean, like running 24/7, but you can use this locally. So I have this one locally, but I'll tell you in a moment why I've chosen to do that, like to host the application online as a web application instead of running it on my computer. So let's go and jump to that application. So you can see that it is a simple application that I've used Streamlit to create like a simple graphical interface for this one, and anyone can use this like easily. And the first thing that you will notice is that this is not like my website, this is not my domain. I'm using what they call, it's not what they call, it's the website called Hugging Face, in which you have access to a different, like a lot of AI models, and you can actually like get a space, what they call a space. It's basically like a server running there in which you can run your own applications. And last time I did it on GitHub and used like Streamlit community to create the Waystamp Modeler and the Pit Designer. But these were like free versions where you can keep your application running 24/7, but you don't have access like to great graphic cards and stuff like that. That's why I've picked the Hugging Face, because you can actually rent or subscribe to a graphics card. And currently I'm using T4, which is NVIDIA Tesla 4, I believe. And this one have like 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is a very powerful one. Such a graphic card would cost you like $2,300, I believe, US dollars. So it's not that cheap just for the graphic card. So you can rent this graphic card and you can use your application, because AI technology, even though that it makes things simpler, but you need like high-end computers to run this one. So if I run such a thing like for a really big map on my computer, it would take some time to digitize that. But like for this one, even though that I'm paying for the graphic card and it's a little bit expensive, so it would cost you like $2,000 to keep this card running for a month, which is too much, I believe. But if you would like if it's a company or someone that uses this constantly, it's worth it because it's gonna save a lot of time. Now, the graphic card needs to be, or even your own graphic card needs to be an NVIDIA graphic card that supports the CUDA technology. CUDA is basically, it's the Compute Unified Device Architecture. I know that the word is a little bit complicated, but this one is like, um, it uses an API like to communicate between your software and some kind of graphic cards, which are basically NVIDIA cards, because NVIDIA created this technology. Just to make this short, you need like a good graphic card to run these models. That's why I've chosen to run this on this Hugging Face space. So let's go and take a look. Let me go and import that map. So it's going to be this one. Basically, this one is not georeferenced. This one is the georeferenced version. I'm going to import this here. And you can see that I have the map. So I have actually two options now. Maybe I'm interested in just this area and I want to extract this as a polygon. So I can do that, which is going to be a little bit faster, even though that running this on this graphic card, which is probably not the best one, but it is a good graphic card. So it's going to take just a few seconds to do that. So, and the way to do this, maybe let's say I'm interested in this red polygon. So what I can do is I can pick some coordinates in here, and I believe that the coordinates 175 for the X, so you can use this as a guide. And for the Y-axis, I'm going to use 180. What you will notice now is that there's a star that's going to appear in that location. So I know that I am in the right location. Now, the AI that's running in the background is going to try and recognize what is this area automatically. So this map could be anything, like maybe you have like geological map or you have like buildings or stuff like that. You can throw this star, whatever you want to digitize, um, like the area that you want to digitize, you just need to place the star on the top of that one. Currently, you have only access to one star, but I will add the option to like add multiple ones. You can add like positive stars and negative stars, or like areas. So for example, if the AI is gonna pick this area, I can put in like a negative star in here and it's gonna just clip this one. And let's see how it works. Okay, so I'm gonna probably pause the video until I get the results and then get back to you guys. So I'm gonna click on run the model and I'm gonna wait. Okay, it's done digitizing, and it took just a few seconds, and you have like the results in here. Basically, you can see the mask with the highest score, so it's this one. So the AI is going to create like multiple masks, and there's like a mask score, and basically the application is just gonna pick like the highest score, like the most accurate one, and this is basically the accurate one. And you can see that it was digitized, but now I can download this one as a georeferenced polygon. So let's go and do that. This is, I've downloaded it, so I can go, it's basically in here. So let me go back. So this is the polygon that I've just digitized. So I can go and throw it in QGIS, and you can see the polygon is on the top of that red one. Maybe some of you are not going to see the color. Let me just change the color here so it's better. So you can see the blue one is basically covering that red part, and this is like more than perfect. So, but what if you want to digitize the whole map at once? Yeah, that's also an option. So you can go to this one, and instead of choosing single point selection, you can move to automated digitization. And now you can just run the model, and the model is going to try and digitize the full map for you. And it should take also just a few seconds, like the first one. This one might be a little bit longer because we're dealing with a full map. But yeah, I think it's already done. That's really great. As you've seen, guys, it's just a few seconds. Let's go and download the polygon. And this one should be number 2. So I can go here and pick the number 2 and throw it in QGIS. Let's check the results. And you can see it did that really perfectly. Missed only this one because basically in the application I have a condition in which it's going to delete the background, so the AI thought that this one is the background. But if it's just one polygon, I can go and just pick this one, and with the same way with I did with the star. So I pick this polygon and add it to here. So I can go now to properties and go and choose, for example, categorized, and pick the FID, classify, and click on OK. And you can see that I have like a bunch of polygons. These are for the edges because it's a georeferenced image, and I'm using a transparency in this one. If I go and look at this, you can see that yeah, it's not applied here, but I have like some black edges like you've seen. I'm sorry, I mean like in the image itself, you can see there are some black edges in there, and that the AI picked that as you know, a polygon. But you can go and delete these additional polygons if you want. But you can see that it is almost perfect, if not perfect. So you can go and use these polygons for like different kind of things that you need. Now, the question is, how can you use this application? So, like, to be honest with you guys, like, keeping the T4, which is probably like not the best available graphic card. There are even better graphic cards on the Hugging Face, but I'm using T4 because it's like good and not that expensive. Like I mentioned, if I keep this one running for a month, it would cost me like $2,000 a month, which is, I believe, it's a little bit too much for me to give this like for free access to everyone. And if end up consuming more than what's available, so they will end up probably charging me more. So what I will do is I'm gonna pick an even lower graphic card and keep it running. So, and I'm gonna make the application available for my Patreon supporter. So I'll leave the link to my Patreon in the description below. So make sure to check that out. And the application is going to be there free to use, so you can go and experiment with this one. And like if you have an idea about some additional features that I can add to this one, you can go and do that. For everyone else, you can reach out to me, and if you're interested in this one, maybe your company can afford paying $2,000 a month or even more to run this app on Hugging Face on their own space. Please reach out to me and let me know that you're interested, and I can just give them access to the application. They can duplicate this one, take a copy of it, and they can run it on their own expense. So they can pay for the the graphic cards. Or if you have a good computer, you can run it on your computer. So I also have a version that I run it on my computer. So it works also, but sometimes it's a little bit slow. It depends on your graphic card. And yeah, I hope you guys you liked this tutorial. I hope it was informative. And let me know in the comments below if you've watched the full tutorial, and let me know if you're interested in a QGIS plugin that allows you to do this directly from QGIS, like digitizing your maps or your images inside QGIS directly, because I think I'm able to do that. And if there's enough interest, I might end up creating a plugin that does that exactly. So see you on the next
Cause he's the mining geologist, here to show you all the things that you might have missed. He's got plenty of software tips and tricks for your geoscience lives. So get your fix of mineral exploration and mining engineering information, and check the links, leave a like and please subscribe.